I'm happy to report our handsome man is still handsome. We'll let him walk around. I know he's not going to go too far. Oh, brother. Let me tell you something, people. I am a complete idiot. You know, I just was like, hey, go ahead, Guapo, go for a walk. Idiot. Spoiler alert, he's fine. But if you watched the last video we did, you know that I'm just such a nincompoop. I have serious ADD, and basically, I let him out to walk around. And then I continue with the video. And I start walking around doing my video, not thinking about anything. Boop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo. And I go get in the truck, I go get lunch, I go out, you know, to the bike shop. Then I went up and helped my mom out with something. And I get home, and I saw I left my bicycle out, and I was like, oh, knucklehead. Then I realized, Guapo! I let Guapo out. It had been 3 hours. So let me just break it down for you, friends. What happened? You can see he must have roughed himself up a little bit. I'm going to clean that up here in a little bit. But first, I'm going to show you all the drama that I had gone through. Let me show you. So you can imagine me being I'm taking full responsibility for being a complete and total moron. I'll never do that again. But basically, I'm like, oh my God. So I start looking around the usual spots. He usually goes up on the patio. I'm looking around, I do a quick once over, okay? That was, I got home, I left at 12 after I filmed the video. Then I got home at about 3:30 in the afternoon. Then I did not go in until it was pitch black out. Okay, so I spent 4.5 hours looking for Guapo. I turned back here because we have this gap under here. So let me show you. I tore all this apart. Okay, tore it all apart, looking under these little forklift skids for Guapo. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I have to clean all this up because I just tore it all apart. All this stuff, looking under things, looking everywhere, going crazy, freaking out. You can see, I'll be straight with you, I got kind of tears of joy because all the things I've gone through with Guapo, 20 years of loving that lizard, and all the things we've done, and people are texting me back because you can hear my phone dinging. I'm letting people know, I'm letting my neighbors know that I found him, everything's good. That's the first thing I did actually. I called my neighbors, let them know, hey, not a dangerous animal, he's not an invasive lizard, he's just a lost pet. I called Bush Wildlife, my friend Amy at Bush Wildlife. I came through here, guys, looking for any signs of tracks. We had a downpour at the moment I got home, so I knew he wouldn't be moving in a downpour, okay? The sun did come out, so I was like, okay, sun's out, he'll move around before nighttime and he'll try and sunbathe, he'll try and warm up before he goes to bed. Well, everywhere, guys. I mean, everywhere. I messed through here, I ripped through here, all this to try and find Guapo. I thought maybe he'd like to find some kind of, you know, place to hide. I tore up the universal rock here because I thought, oh no, maybe he kind of looked for a place to hide in here, you know? So I tore that all up. I went back that way and look at my neighbor's yard. It's a jungle, yeah? So I was like, oh no, what if he got over there? Because I was tripping, freaking out, you know? I went up by the pond. I went absolutely everywhere. And I was not happy. I was real scared. Now, look, mistakes happen, okay? I should know better. I mean, I'm 50 years old. I'm so much like a knucklehead kid too. These days, you know, I just was like, hey, go ahead, Guapo, go for a walk. Idiot, total idiot. Anyhow, I don't know what to say. You know, I've had animals get loose before, but never run away or wander away because of my idiocy. So it happens, yeah? It won't happen again. I'm not letting anyone out of my sight ever again. You know, the first thing you got to do is stay calm. They can't get too far, and they generally don't go too far, but they don't understand fences. They don't understand borders. They don't understand what's your property and what's someone else's. So that was like concerning. You know, I know they don't have the same, you know, perspective. So I came over here, and you'll notice I have some boards that I put up. I have some boards, you know, but on the other side of this board, there's 2 slats that are broken out. Okay, and I did a quick look yesterday, and the slats were broken out, and clearly big enough for an iguana to go through, right? Such a bummer. I couldn't find them last night. It's been just about 24 hours, okay? I woke up early this morning. I knew it was gonna be a sunny day. I did a drive around I went around this block, I went around that block to see if he came up. I came back here, I started doing this. I was like, well, if he's in the yard, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of hide him, right? Or keep him from getting out. I think that's somewhat of a deterrent, especially if a box turtle or something got loose also. That would be a good thing to have up on that fence, because the rest of the yard is secure. But then I noticed this. Check it out, not even kidding. This skin, I didn't even see it last night. It was right there, okay? This skin was just hanging out right there. So I was like, oh man, it's a little too suspect. I mean, I'm so far away from any lizard in this area, and the wind, there was no wind. It couldn't have blown this over here. So this is skin from a lizard that has come off and was just laying here. And of course, there's that big hole. So that put me into a panic. So I come back, okay? I come back, and I'm tripping. I'm like, oh crap, he's definitely out of the yard. He's out of the yard. By the way, all these palmetto, this whole jungle, hands and knees, no joke, hands and knees, crawling through, putting my hands under trunks, just trying to reach for something like an idiot. There's coral snake in there. There's, you know, we live in Florida. That whole thicket there, I crawled on my hands and knees through saw palmetto. So anyway, back to this morning, okay? Just not even a half an hour ago. I come over here, I come get my mountain bike, okay? I come grab it, it was right here. I get my butt on it, and I'm like, I'm going back out. So, take a ride, all right? So we're gonna take a ride, and I'll show you where he was. So, I'm on 2.5 acres, okay? You know where he lives. He actually put some distance, man. I looked all up in here yesterday, in every house, every tortoise house. I told you, I crawled on my hands and knees through here, all right? Just crawling. Oh, I had the gates shut this morning after Kate left. They're open now, and I'm gonna buy an automatic gate opener. So check it out. I come out here, and I'm like, all right, I gotta see what's going on. I do a quick look here. I look down the road, nothing, right? Nothing at all. I cruise over here, bam, coming through the water right here. Okay, coming through the water, and right up onto the side of the road was Guapo. Oh my God. So he got out, he wandered all the way down my fence line, probably enjoying the buffet of weeds. Look at all these pretty flowers that I'm sure he ate. And he spent the night in the woods in front of my neighbor's house. I just can't believe it. I'm so happy. Now I am extremely fortunate. You gotta think like a lizard. You gotta know, hey, gotta wake up, gotta get warm. I just needed to wake up before him, be ready for him to get up, and just start putting myself out there. Just start cruising around, because he's a large enough animal that I can cover a lot of ground. He's not gonna be as active at the moment. He's not gonna be able to cover as much ground as me. And so I lucked out, I found him, and I'm making this video, okay? I would have been, it's just mortifying. I don't know how else to explain it. It's mortifying. I try and teach people, you know, to be responsible, and I was not responsible. I was a bad parent. It slipped my mind. These things happen in life. But I was deeply ashamed, because if I couldn't find him, how do I tell you guys that I'm such a knucklehead, you know? Oh my gosh, I would have. I know that, you know, I like to be, I dislike dishonesty. So I was dreading having to do that video. But I also knew, like, just let me give it a full day looking for him here today. I had nothing that I needed to leave for. Leo is home sick, so I'm watching Leo. But I was so overjoyed that this animal is okay. I love him, and you can see, what am I looking for? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I got a little betadine. We're gonna just irrigate that real quick. Just throw some betadine on this guy, and I think because that, I'll show you in a second, but I think because that new skin is not quite up, is not quite ready to be, it's not rough enough, if that makes sense. Rough enough. Hold on, let me get a little water too. Let me show you. We're just gonna, I mean, this is a really quick, really quick solution. This is just a, I just want to get a little diluted betadine. No big deal. So let me just wash that out a little. There we go. Get a little water in here. There we go. Then I'm going to just suck it up with the syringe. So that's going to be enough to be diluted. Yeah, I don't know. I got a little bit of a... There we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. As you can see, I'm ADD. It's sometimes hard for me to multitask. Anyway, the new skin on him is not calloused enough, it's not rough enough. Look at him just looking at me. Hey guy, you hungry? Oh, we're just gonna do this. Just a little of that. That feels good, right? Just a little of that. No big deal. Just a little of that. That's a boy. Seems to like it. I think maybe that was itchy or irritating him, so just clean him like that. And then later, once that dries, I'll come back and put Silvadine on him. But anyway, friends, you guys know the saga with this lizard. He is a character. We love him to death. I am really sorry. I'm sorry, Guapo. I'm sorry you had to spend the night out there. I'm always terrified a raccoon will get him or something like that, but he was fine. We know we love this animal. I apologize to him for being a bad dad. I'm so sorry. I was a bad father and wasn't paying attention. But it shows you how fast something can happen. And then look at this. Here's the skin. I bet you that's, look at that. Probably dewlap skin. That's what it looks like to me that I found. So my advice, if you lose an animal, it sucks. Don't freak out. Remember how these animals behave. Know what their physiological needs are. It rained a whole bunch yesterday, so I knew he was going to be cold. So I knew today was going to be very important for him to wake up and get sun, no matter where he was. And true to his physiology, his behavior, he was coming out and he was going to warm up on that road. And can you imagine if I found him run over? Because my fear is that people here in Florida know that green iguanas are invasive and some people just kill them on sight. My fear is that the prejudices that are out there for these animals, someone would have seen him and said, oh, it's an iguana, kill it. And it would have been my fault. No one else to blame but me. I'm sorry, buddy. We were meant to be together because I found you and I love you. And I want to say thanks to Kate. She came out. She is not, she gets bit up by mosquitoes. She was out here looking. My friend Roberto and his wife, Patty Infantante, he's a buddy of mine. He always fixes my bikes at Riders Only Bike Shop. He came over last night and they spent about an hour looking as well. In fact, Patty was the woman who found Slinky when Slinky got out of his enclosure back in January. So it happens. I've been very lucky, and we're gonna make sure this doesn't happen again. So that's my story, friends. I am really sorry. I am ashamed, but I'm coming clean, and I'm happy that it was a good outcome, because I wouldn't have been the same had I come clean if he was missing. It would have been horrible for me, and more importantly, horrible for him. So I'm very lucky. So thanks, guys. Hope you understand. Accidents happen. I'm not perfect, but I'm honest. And I'm trying to do the right thing by these animals and for people that are learning. So learn from my mistake. It's not worth letting him walk around and then not walking with him. I'll never, ever, ever do that again. Love you.